Kenya's streets are on fire. Thousands are rising. But when the government gave a shocking order to open fire on unarmed protesters, something no one expected happened. The police said no. In a country where security forces have long been used to silence dissent, this moment of defiance has electrified the nation and stunned the world. What happens when the very people ordered to suppress the masses stand with them instead? Kenya, 2025. What started as a spark over a controversial finance bill has exploded into a nationwide uprising. In early July, President William Ruto's government pushed forward new tax hikes. Fuel prices surged, the cost of basic goods skyrocketed, and whispers of elite corruption turned into shouts in the streets. Young Kenyans, jobless, hungry, and fed up, said enough. It began with university students marching in Nairobi, but soon it spread like wildfire. Mombasa, Kisumu, Eldoret, Kenya was burning, not from flames, but from the voices of a generation that refused to be silent. But as the protests grew, so did the government's desperation. Insiders within Kenya's police forces leaked a chilling report. Government officials allegedly ordered riot officers to shoot protesters, aiming for their legs to neutralize threats. Shoot to control. It was a directive many had feared, and some within the police had heard before during darker times in Kenya's past. But this time, something changed. For the first time in Kenya's modern history, dozens of police officers refused the command. "We are Kenyans too," one anonymous officer told a local journalist. "They want us to kill our own brothers? We will not do that." What made these officers defy their superiors? Some say it was the sheer scale of the movement: peaceful mothers, school children, unemployed youth, unarmed and chanting for justice. Others point to fatigue. Many officers had gone unpaid for months, their own families struggling under the same economic burdens as the people they were told to shoot. Then came the online movement. # police are Kenyans. 2 don't shoot us. These hashtags flooded social media, with protesters calling on security forces to stand down and join the people. Against all odds, it worked. When news broke that officers had refused the kill order, the country froze. Mainstream media hesitated, but the internet didn't. TikTok, X, formerly Twitter, YouTube, videos went viral showing police standing down, saluting protesters, even helping injured citizens. It shocked Kenya's political class. Parliament scrambled to control the narrative. State House denied issuing such an order. But leaked documents and eyewitness reports told a different story. International human rights groups demanded an investigation. The United Nations called for restraint on all sides. But the people, they celebrated. For the first time in decades, they felt powerful. Kenya's police rebellion echoes moments from Africa's revolutionary past. In Burkina Faso, soldiers refused to attack civilians during Blaise Compaoré's fall. In Sudan, security officers joined pro-democracy rallies in Khartoum. In Tunisia, a street vendor's death sparked the Arab Spring when police refused to suppress growing crowds. But Kenya is unique. This is East Africa's economic hub, a democratic beacon, now teetering on the edge of people-powered transformation. This revolution isn't led by politicians. It's led by the youth. Creative slogans filled the streets. "You tax us to death, and now you want our blood? We don't fear tear gas. We fear hunger." Digital creators made protest songs that topped Spotify in Kenya. TikTok was flooded with protest choreography, uniting youth from Nairobi to Nakuru. One viral clip showed a teenage girl facing down police in full riot gear, shouting, "I am not your enemy, I am your future." It became the rallying cry of a generation. As protests continued, President Ruto faced mounting pressure. Multiple MPs resigned in protest of the alleged shooting order. Churches, civil society groups, even retired judges joined the condemnation. And the African Union, silent. Pan-African voices like Burkina Faso's Ibrahim Traoré, Mali's Assimi Goïta, and Senegal's Bassirou Diomaye Faye subtly posted messages of people power without naming Kenya. But the message was clear. Ruto's image, once hailed as Africa's digital president, is now tainted. Could this be the beginning of his downfall? Across Africa, eyes are on Kenya. In Nigeria, protesters marched in solidarity. In South Africa, student unions called for people before profit. In Ghana, youth leaders said Kenya had lit the match for a new African awakening. This isn't just about Kenya anymore. It's about the future of Africa's youth, about leadership, about survival. If a nation's police can defy tyranny, what else is possible? This is not just a protest. This is a story of defiance, of courage, of change. Welcome to African Spotlight 24, your premier source for news and current affairs from across the continent. We're glad you're here. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe, like, and turn on notification to stay up to date with the latest news and analysis. Your support helps us reach more people. Disclaimer: the content of this video is based on credible, publicly available information and is intended for educational, analytical, and informational purposes only. African Spotlight 24 does not promote hate, violence, misinformation, or political unrest. Our goal is to deliver thoughtful insights, highlight local voices, and encourage informed conversations throughout Africa.
Today, we bring you chaos erupts in Kenya as citizens rally against government policies. Keep watching to find out more. It was a fateful day in Nairobi, Kenya's capital city. Protesters were voicing their discontent over various issues and the police had been ordered to shoot them. But something unexpected happened. The police refused to follow the orders. Instead, they kept firing in the air. This unprecedented act of defiance raises several questions. What prompted the police to take this drastic step? How did it impact the protesters, and what does it reveal about the current state of affairs in Kenya? Let's start at the beginning. In recent months, Kenya has been grappling with a multitude of challenges. From skyrocketing fuel prices and soaring food inflation to a web of corruption scandals and a series of controversial police killings. These issues have deeply affected ordinary Kenyans and ignited a wave of protests. People from all walks of life, united in their frustration, took to the streets, demanding change. The demonstrations were met with a heavy-handed response from the authorities. Riot police were deployed to quell the unrest and maintain order. Amidst the chaos, an order was allegedly given that would send shockwaves through the nation and beyond. According to reports, the police were instructed to shoot protesters who refused to disperse or were seen damaging property. The order was specific and disturbing. The police were told to aim for the legs of the protesters, presumably to incapacitate them. However, what transpired next was far from what the government had anticipated. The riot police, faced with the heart-wrenching pleas of the protesters and perhaps moved by their own humanity, refused to pull the trigger. Instead, they fired into the air to disperse the crowds. This act of defiance by the police undoubtedly saved lives and brought the situation to a standstill. But why did the police defy the alleged government order? Several factors likely contributed to this momentous decision. The police, who are also citizens of Kenya, may have sympathized with the protesters' grievances and chose to protect the very people they were ordered to shoot. The alleged government order not only shocked the nation, but also raised serious ethical and legal questions. It revealed a troubling disregard for human rights and the sanctity of life. The order to shoot protesters in the legs was not only inhumane, but also reckless, endangering the lives of innocent civilians. It called into question the government's commitment to upholding the rule of law and protecting the rights of its citizens. In recent years, Kenya has faced numerous challenges that have tested its democracy and stability. From disputed elections to rising ethnic tensions, the country has been on a precarious path. However, the events of that day stood out as a pivotal moment, a turning point in Kenya's struggle for justice and accountability. The refusal of the riot police to carry out the alleged government order was a bold statement against tyranny and oppression. It demonstrated the power of individual courage in standing up for what is right. The actions of those brave police officers sent ripples of hope throughout the nation and beyond. It showed that even in the face of immense pressure and the threat of violence, one can choose to resist. Their bravery became a symbol of the struggle against injustice and a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. As the chaos in Kenya unfolded, social media platforms became a hub of activity. Netizens from all corners of the world expressed their solidarity with the protesters and shared their thoughts on the harrowing ordeal. Some questioned the necessity of such force to quell the protests, while others praised the police for their bravery in disobeying the alleged government order. The incident sparked a broader conversation about police brutality and the need for accountability. Hashtags like #Kenyan protests and #StandWithKenya trended, amplifying the voices of the people and putting the spotlight on the alleged government's human rights violations. The international community also took notice. World leaders and human rights organizations expressed deep concern over the situation in Kenya and called for peaceful dialogue to resolve the crisis. The United Nations, African Union, and various embassies issued statements condemning the violence and urging restraint. The global spotlight on Kenya intensified, putting pressure on the government to address the root causes of the unrest and protect the safety and rights of its citizens. And that's all for today's live update. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more updates on global politics.